Hello and welcome to the Night of Champions 2014 preview and prediction show. My name is Nintendo Gen 64. We have CrystalFissure, and joining us for the very first time on WrestleSpin, it's Slodgeball himself. Slodgeball.
Hello.
Former wrestling reviewer here on YouTube, and now we're on SlideSpin, and now we're going to talk about.
He was pushed to the top, but he couldn't handle the main event.
Yeah,
so
you're talking about someone who got tens of viewers. So
yeah,
we're talking about
this is
a
big
veteran
deal.
here in the YouTube wrestling community.
But yeah, he's no wrestling Jesus, but the product. No, fuck that guy. But anyway, yeah. So this is Night of Champions, and I can say very safely that show managed to actually decrease my hype in a very similar way to Mojo Rawley.
You talk about Raw this week.
Yeah, that actually managed to make me care less.
Yeah, I'm finding it very difficult to give a shit in. I mean, I'm gonna watch anyway, but because I'm a slave to the product. I'm finding it very difficult to even give a shit about doing this podcast. To be honest, I have literally no positive opinions about this show.
Yeah,
no, neither do I.
Considering the only good thing to come from Raw was the Cena and Lesnar segment.
Yeah, pretty much.
The only reason I'm watching is because I got the WWE Network for only $9.99.
Only?
Yeah.
I'm leeching off Conley, so I'm only paying $4.98 or $5 essentially.
Do you have a shared? Do you have it together?
You can view things two people at once.
Yeah.
That's the thing. So
can it be on different computers? I don't think.
Two different computers, two max basically.
Can you?
Two
max.
Okay.
Any more than that, and they'll know that you're basically cheating it. So
cheating.
But so it's so you can watch it like that. I guess I'm looking at the Wikipedia page. So I guess there's some random the match list in order.
I have the match list, but
is it?
It's 8 matches. I have them in relevance.
I'm saying at least they have for the last 2 shows given a total match card before the show, instead of adding a random Sandown match here or a random Adam Rose match or something.
All right, well, I say anything's fair game. We'll talk about Brock and that last though.
Yeah.
All right, so I reckon that's
Slodgeball can pick where we want to start.
Well, we may as well on the pre-show for the Night of Champions. It's going to be the Peep Show.
The Peep Show on the pre-show.
With Christian, who I haven't seen on TV for God knows how long.
Perhaps this could be the highlight of the show. Dare I? That's how fucking
I am actually looking forward to it somehow.
Yeah.
This will be good. Christian with Chris Jericho. And he's interviewing Chris Jericho.
I feel like the last time they had a segment like that was the bloody draft lottery in 2005.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The big one where John Cena came out and Tomko was there and all that shit.
No. They had a match on ECW in its dying days.
No, not a match. Oh. I mean like a segment like this.
Oh, okay.
Like a kind of Yeah, I don't know. It's been a while, but so that should be good. And then is there another match on the card? I feel like they could do a Divas match or something.
They probably will. And I reckon it's just be non-title. It'll probably just be Adam Rose versus Heath Slater or something.
Yeah, I think that because apparently the pre-show's an hour.
Yeah, because I have it on the network.
Yeah.
Well, you can't have
they just extended.
Well, you could. It'd be the best part of the show, but yeah, I know what you're saying.
Would it? I mean, I like Jericho and him, but I don't think they can talk for an hour, though. I don't know.
I think they could talk for a couple of... Nah, they could...
A couple hours.
Right. Well, it's going to be a 20-25 minute segment nonetheless. I reckon there'll be...
I think so.
I reckon Orton will come out, but...
Now, is this because Jericho's leaving shortly after this pay-per-view, so they want to get some kind of...
I think we'll talk about it later, but I think Orton's going to injure Jericho, if you know what I mean.
I don't know. I think something's going to happen next night on Raw, because I just don't think he'll just leave on a pay-per-view. He never seems to.
Well, it could be the straw that breaks the camel's back.
Well, actually, we may as well segue into Jericho versus Orton since we're on the topic here. Because
I reckon that could. Oh no, it probably won't open, but I reckon it'll be second to last. I reckon.
Second, that's the death spot. It'll probably be third or fourth last. But
I think so too.
Maybe.
Something about this match I like is, I'm a fan of symmetry. I like symmetry. Is that this was Jericho's first match when he returned in 2007, his first pay-per-view match.
Yep.
Armageddon 07, look it up, against Orton. In 2010, when he took that hiatus, it was Orton who punted him in the head, remember? Now he's back wrestling Orton in probably his final pay-per-view match. Not, I don't think ever, but for a while at least. Because I think next, if he does come back after this, it'll probably be his final run. So Jericho is nearing the end of a career. I'm a Jericho fan. Huge
Well,
Jericho fan.
I think he'll have one more WrestleMania, and then,
I think so too. Yeah.
and he'll put someone over at WrestleMania, whoever that
Dare
is.
I say, I think he might actually win at WrestleMania.
Wait.
I think what we expect is him to come back and put everyone over. But I feel like he could be put in a match against like a similar veteran, you know what I mean, that's not retiring and actually win, as
Yeah.
opposed to him just putting someone over. I think almost if Jericho was to come back one last time, I feel like it should be actually. If they actually say that it will be the final time as a full-time as like a wrestler in his capacity, they really should hype it up as such and actually make him win. But that's for another day. But
Yeah.
I think for the reason why you like the symmetry, this
Yeah.
is exactly why I don't, because I feel like the exact same thing is going to happen where like Orton's going to kick out Jericho, and then that's going to be it, and then Jericho's just going to disappear, or the night after, and it just feels exactly the same as the last time he left to me.
Yeah.
That's my problem.
That's what I think is going to happen as well. I think Orton will beat him, and then I reckon he'll give the kick of death, because I think they're trying to really revitalize Orton's
Oh, that's the only reason why this match
character.
went together.
You know,
It-
I came up with this idea like while I was walking home today. I don't know if it's probably the most retarded idea of all time, but there's something because watching Jericho's DVD, he always said he wanted to leave, getting chucked, like fired by someone. He like kind of liked the idea of like him just leaving without any kind of like glorious send off. For some reason, I came up with this idea that if you want to revitalize Orton, why not just turn him face? Just get this whole heel thing done with. He was popular as a face. People kind of liked him as a face. So what if Jericho ends up, Swerve is with Triple H or something, and then the next night on Triple H fires him on Raw or something like that. For some reason. I thought that could be a possibility. I don't think
fires Jericho.
Fires Jericho on Raw, yeah. I don't know. Maybe he wasn't happy with Randy Orton's performance as a heel or something. He's like, you haven't done any shit. Because seriously, I mean, let's look at the whole authority storyline. Why would he want Randy Orton as champion? He consistently fails to, perform up to standard, up to par.
You're saying that Randy's going to get fired?
No, I'm saying that Randy will turn face, I'm saying he will. But I'm just saying like an idea I have.
I think the plan is for him to turn face, but they don't want to do it yet. But
yeah, I mean, it would be very out of nowhere.
I think it'll involve the authority storyline. I think it might involve him and Triple H, but
not again, please no. At least with Randy Orton and Jericho, we haven't seen it that many times. I mean, I say it's the symmetry, but it's like
the only other thing is maybe him and Seth Rollins, but I feel as though I can't see that match happening.
So we all have pretty much Orton to win this match.
Yeah, Orton.
Yeah.
I can't see Jericho winning.
No,
this is the redevelopment of Orton's
I'd like
2009 character.
Yeah,
it could. Yeah, that's a distinct possibility I hadn't thought of. Is that they'll just make him go completely berserk and just like destroy Jericho.
I'm hoping for a Jericho win just because I like to see Lowell swerve, but I know that it will be Randy Orton that will win. Yeah, definitely.
Of course, I mean, Orton has not won a match on pay-per-view.
No, he's
Elimination Chamber.
He's doing what Cena doesn't do. I mean, actually convincingly lose and put someone over. You know what I mean? Like he was a huge proponent in Daniel Bryan, doing so well. I think because he was someone that could take it to Bryan. But not in a backhanded kind of way. It felt genuine, like they were really having these crazy good matches.
Yeah.
And they did have good matches, I think. And so Orton, I think, does deserve something. Both in kayfabe and like in the storyline and in reality. I think it would be good for him to win. I just don't know if it was 100% necessary for it to be Jericho, just considering all the parallels to 2010.
Yeah.
It feels a bit samey. If you were watching in 2010, you might just feel meh.
Yeah, but that was
What's
just
the
out of
reason to
nowhere
watch this
though.
match?
That was just remember, like Jericho jobbed out in that 6-pack challenge thing, and then the next night on Raw got his head kicked in by a face Orton at the time. So it's sort of different. But so we all have the bag shitter to win the match, right?
Yeah.
The guy who shits
The
in
bag shitter.
Well, he does. He shits in people's bags.
Speaking of weird build. We've got Roman Reigns and versus Seth Rollins. That should be a.
They'll open the show.
They'll open. Do you
Yeah,
reckon that
because
this match will even take place?
Yeah,
Yes,
it,
yes,
no,
it'll
it
take
has to.
place.
It has to.
Hmm.
It
It
has
just
to.
I feel like that I feel like I kind a part of me wants it to not take place to justify this stupid decision of Reigns going over
I
on
see.
Raw.
I think Reigns went over maybe because Rollins is going over on the pay per view.
No,
Maybe. No.
Roman Reigns isn't going to lose until WrestleMania.
You reckon?
Really?
They're really trying to protect him.
You reckon? I think that's a good
They
point. I
see
think
him.
they are.
They see him as the next face of the company.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But it's
This
just
is
like.
this is the guy they think's going to take over Cena.
But can they
So
justify giving him the win, the clean win, on television for free, and
I
then making him go over clean again on pay per view? Can
Yeah.
they justify that?
Well,
I
this is the
don't
same
think
guy that makes the John Cena super push possible, Vince McMahon. So I think yes. Now we can't comprehend that. We think, what the fuck? No way that's going to happen. Yet this is the WWE, and sometimes the booking is complete and utter
Yeah,
garbage.
but
And
it's
so
they can't use exactly the same finish they used less than a week ago in the
no,
same
they
match.
won't use the
they
same
won't.
finish.
Um,
Uh,
I can possibly see a disqualification
yeah,
where Kane interferes,
yeah,
maybe.
We
yeah.
can't discount the fact that whatever the outcome of this match is, Rollins needs to, you can't have the Money in the Bank guy on a pay per view look like he's unable to cash in because that reduces a sense of I don't know, intrigue to the main event.
Well, isn't the whole big hey, great optimism, but just because you're saying that doesn't give it any chance that they even give an absolute shit
No, I'm not saying
about it.
Rollins will cash in. I'm just saying you can't just make him completely
Well,
like
they can because they're stupid. You
yeah,
know what I
but
mean? You know what I mean? Like,
They
unfortunately, you're thinking about it way more than they clearly are, if you
they
ask me.
they tend to squash the Money in the Bank
Oh,
holder
yeah,
anyway.
they do.
Then he cashes in. Rollins is liable to get squashed and then come out and win the title.
Yeah.
now just quickly on the Rollins
I
thing.
really hope that doesn't happen. I don't want Rollins to cash in for another 6 months, but
Now, do you see this as a precursor, this match, to a cash in on Reigns? Like, you obviously think Reigns is gonna tend to be of the opinion that Reigns is gonna win come Mania and then become the champion of Brock Lesnar at Mania, assuming Brock Lesnar will carry through, right?
God, I hope
You're
not. But
Jackson
yeah,
Slodgeball. You're one of the subscribers to this kind of theory, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
I see Reigns winning the Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
oh no.
If they continue with this idea, and WWE are they're always subject to change. I can only see two people winning the Royal Rumble. That's him and Ambrose.
Ah, yes.
Personally,
Well, Ambrose
pers-
probably not.
I feel as though if Reigns can't get over, and they'll try very hard for him to.
Yeah.
I can see Dean Ambrose taking his spot. The only problem is I don't think they want to mold Dean Ambrose as the new face of the
No, I
company.
don't.
That
Yeah.
with that psycho gimmick, like he's not he's more of a how do I describe him? He's more of a
Upper
uh
mid Carter.
he's more of like a he's more of like a Chris Jericho babyface back when he returned. So he doesn't really appeal to the kids. He appeals to the more uh, mature audience
That's
with
true.
his
That
gimmick.
is true. Yeah.
So I can't.
I would love
So I
him to be. I think people are a bit underestimating Dean Ambrose's overness though, because if you actually like, how you typically think, oh yeah, he's a smart favorite, blah blah. But towards the end there, before he disappeared, he was getting you could hear the squealing girls and the young kids. Like the guy was quite over. Do you know what I mean? Like I
yeah,
think he still will be. I
no, I
think they're
agree.
actually making a mistake to underestimate his like his appeal. People, I mean, think about this: the kids and the women and all, they love Stone Cold Steve Austin, and you know what I mean. And so he's obviously that's the parallel that they draw. So while I do see the merit of like Reigns being at the top and them just throwing Ambrose to the side, I do think that Ambrose should at least have an equal opportunity to see who will
Oh,
come out better.
no doubt. No, he'll get his time, Ambrose. But I can't see him being a long term face of the company, if you know what I mean. Like, he'll he'll be the champion of the company, no
Oh yeah,
doubt.
definitely.
I can't see him not being the champ. He'll draw big money to the company, I reckon.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I hope so.
And that's what the WWE like. They like people that can draw.
Unless there's Zack
He
Ryder,
looks
but
like
yeah,
he looks like someone he can draw.
I
I'm
think
just
so.
thinking about this now. Actually, talking about like the potential for future world heavyweight champions. This is a bit of an aside, but does anyone kind of feel like, well, all under assumption that Brock Lesnar holding the title for a while up to Mania is paramount to JBL's title reign in '04, where you have an established guy or sort of established guy hold it for a long period of time to build up other guys, so that when he loses it,
Uh,
there's a fresh batch of contenders for the title.
in an ideal world, yes,
I
but
don't see Lesnar um defending his title as often though.
Well, no, I'm just saying, but like a guy, like a long title reign for a guy, so that you can
Oh
build up
yeah, he has
this,
to have a long title
like
reign.
you can build up this Reigns possibility, this Rollins possibility, this Ambrose possibility, like whomever else they happen to see as like future championship material. But so who do we have?
WWE.
Hmm?
Oh yeah, yeah.
I
All
was gonna
good.
say, who do we have to go over in this match? Everyone Reigns.
I'm
Well,
gonna go Reigns.
I think Reigns will win, but I won't be surprised if Rollins gets
It's gonna
a cheap
be
a cheap distraction
yeah,
finish.
Reigns or DQ, I
Yeah,
reckon.
I'm gonna go with a Rollins dirty victory here.
That
I'm just
should be
gonna be
interesting.
optimistic.
I hope so. Yeah, I hope so.
We're good.
But
Aye. So the next match we'll talk about. We'll get rid of all the non-title ones. So Henry and Rusev,
Ugh.
Mark Henry, and uh,
Christ.
this is this is just going to be a big fuck you to America.
To anyone that doesn't know, we are three Australian men.
Yep.
So obviously that means we really, really care about nationalism and USA and how Russia is superior to
Yeah,
America.
of
Yeah.
course.
Of course.
Every American like fictional fan base has America is always the good guys and Russia is always the bad guys,
Yes.
and this is just playing like another sitcom.
I
It
kind of
Um,
actually
really is.
want Rusev to win.
So do I. So do I.
I'm
no,
behind
well,
Rusev at this
I
point.
I like Rusev as a performer. I reckon he's really good in the ring. I think his match with Swagger at SummerSlam was a good match.
It's
Mm.
better than it's
Like,
deserved to be. You know what I
well,
mean?
Swagger's a good. They gelled well together, and
Yep.
the way they were both selling their submission holds, I reckon was pretty good.
Agreed.
It gave the match a bit of merit. But the problem is like Swagger's a big dude, and Rusev overcame the odds. Now he's got Mark Henry, and, it's like, and it's just gonna like they're making Rusev look very strong, but at the same time, he's not going to really get over because I don't see this match being any good at all.
No, well, Mark Henry can
Unfortunately.
work. Mark Henry can
Mark
work.
Henry, yes, Mark Henry can. We
Mm.
know he can.
Yeah.
But the thing is, can he work well against a guy like Rusev? Maybe not. I don't
Well,
know. I feel. I don't know.
I just don't feel this match, to be honest. I mean, I got Jack Swagger is. Sorry to admit this. I'm ashamed to admit this, but I'm a fan of Jack Swagger. I kind of like Jack Swagger. I've been,
I do too. I reckon he's a good worker.
So
yeah,
He's just always going to be one of those mid carders
see,
that like.
exactly. But see, the thing with Swagger is his storyline with Rusev was exactly the same as this one.
That's what I mean. They haven't really taken the next step.
in
I
fact,
think yeah. Well,
Henry has actually been worse. Like Henry, in fact, like in terms of the kind of like shit that Henry's been spouting, you know what I mean? Like they are just borderline just xenophobic in a way, in a different way to what Swagger and Zeb were.
I
It's just despicable, and
I
like
think
the whole angle is just taking it to a really negative level. Like for example, when the national anthem was getting played and they were all disgusted. Like fuck off. You know what I
it's
mean?
yeah.
Like, what the hell? What do you think people work so hard for to get rid of racism? And then playing another national anthem is like meant to be some huge offense. Like, if this is
Yeah.
what they think storytelling is, fuck.
Yeah,
Yep.
it's and the key is Mark Henry isn't the best on the mic, and Zeb Coulter is one of the better mic
Yeah,
workers
definitely,
in
Yeah,
WWE. So
exactly.
that he sort of got the feud over as well.
See, the
definitely.
huge problem they have with this feud is that yeah, it's a carbon copy of the other feud, except the other feud you actually had, like you said, a guy called like Zeb Coulter who's genuinely passionate about his country. In fact, is turning the Zeb Coulter character face is a logical continuation of the character in this circumstance, because if you think about it, he entered as a xenophobic heel who was xenophobic against a Latino face, ADR, but now it's kind of come full circle, and he's a xenophobic face against a
One
foreign.
cannot be xenophobic in the
Yeah.
face.
Well,
But
he's against a foreign heel, so I mean, in the vacuum that the storyline was contained in, it made
yeah, he's the
sense.
face. Yeah.
And if you think about it, it's consistent with his character through the entire time he's been here. Whereas, how long has Mark Henry been this patriotic guy for? I can't recall. I mean, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, he was the Hall of Pain guy. Like, there's nothing. I can't draw any. There's no period in his career where he's ever been this pro-US guy. They just
Yeah, that's the thing.
they're
Like
just
he's
like
never. They
yeah.
just change him because they want that America versus Russia thing to keep
Oh, they
going.
do. This angle is proof that Vince McMahon right now is actually stuck in the 80s again. It's like if you were to show him that Attitude Era promo he cut about like we're tired of having your intelligence insulted, he wouldn't even know that it's himself. He would actually think it's an imposter. He like the booking is so evident of it being the 80s in like all the aspects that you can tell that he's involved with,
Yeah.
especially this Rusev Henry one. It's not even funny. Like someone posted a really good comment. That was the best go home segment of 1987. Do you know what I mean? Like, and that's very much true.
Yeah.
That had no place being in the main event. I'm not against Rusev being in the main event spot. In fact, I love it when different talent main event. I think it's great to see different guys main event, but the segment itself was just appallingly boring and bad.
Yes,
Do
it
you know what I
was.
mean? Like it was just, it
They
just
thought they probably thought it could get over because it's an
exactly.
American thing, but
Seriously,
it didn't.
this people are so stupid. Like
But they
it's just,
they
gosh,
they dropped 400,000 viewers in the last hour,
Yeah, I
yeah.
can
which is
imagine.
pretty They their 30 hours have been quite horrible, and they had the Cena thing on during the halftime of the
It's
football,
it's
but
actually the worst. It's actually the worst third hour like rating apparently, or like drop thing since December.
yeah,
So it's actually pretty significant. And the thing is that I don't even think it's 100% owed to that in general. I think the way that they advertised this entire Raw was based around an episode of football, which, okay, firstly, as an Australian, we have no idea about. So that's one audience. You got the rest of the world that doesn't give a shit.
Hmm.
You've just indirectly advertised the football
Well, see,
by
I
saying
didn't get that.
halftime.
I,
Exactly. I thought
yeah.
halftime is in halfway through, like as in halfway through, but it was actually halftime of the footy.
The
that makes no
football,
So
sense
yeah.
because I thought, why would they do a main event storyline 90 minutes into a
and
Raw?
it wasn't even 90 minutes in, it was 2 hours in.
So that's two
So
thirds through.
what also happened, so what I'm trying to say is that you could just blame the whole drop on Rusev, but it wasn't just that. It was the way that everything was booked and paced. It was by extension the entire third hour was crap. Do you know what I mean? Like they didn't care about it. So it's not just Rusev or that's fault. It's like by extension, it's Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins didn't draw. With Dolph Ziggler and R-Truth didn't draw because it just no. In fact, no. Here's the problem. Here's the problem. Sorry to go on. It was that immediately after they have the segment of Lesnar, they have Cameron versus Naomi in one of the
Yeah.
worst matches of the year. Like that was just a
Kenna.
terrible, terrible idea. Here you have a big segment, which is meant to be big. I mean, firstly, I'm not even that much of a fan of it, but I recognize that it was a good segment for what they were going for. And then they go to Cameron versus Naomi, which is essentially a total divas ab. Like that is stupid. That is a really bad way to maintain an audience, and no wonder everyone dropped off. You know?
I know, right?
It was a terrible thing to follow up on.
Yeah.
I
Just
suppose they had to put a death thing in between
They,
the
but
two
they,
big.
no, the thing is though, is that if a product's good, there should not be such thing as a death thing. If you know what I'm saying, I know what you're saying that there has to be this like kind of lull period, but ultimately, if you're trying to create a product, you're going to want the audience to watch for the full 3 hours. You want them to watch everything or a majority of stuff. You should not be putting on garbage, no place being on national television. Cameron versus Naomi had no place being on after Heyman. It doesn't matter what slot it was in, it simply did not have any place there. It should have been something like Ziggler, it should have been something like Roman Reigns, anything but them. And
No,
that's not
you have
sexist
Adam
against the
Rose.
divas.
That's a good Adam Rose spot.
Oh, yeah, I guess
The bunny. You could have a bunny gimmick thing.
Yeah, you can have a bunny. But you know, like
Fuck the bunny.
the bunny. It's Ty Dillinger. No, but we could
Wait, is
you
it?
know, like no, I don't know. People
Ah.
apparently good way to debut. But I think the thing is that it really should have been something else that could have possibly intrigued, just in case someone decided to flip over. You know, they're always trying to say they're appealing to the mainstream, but like maybe they should have put on some actual wrestling talent. Maybe that's where they could have put on Dolph Ziggler.
They
Maybe
could have
that's
had
where
an
they could have
NXT spot there, you know?
an NXT.
Yeah, NXT match. Just
Well,
NXT
well,
match.
that was probably the biggest set. Well, actually, that was the biggest disappointment of the night because dirt sheets are going to dirt sheet, and they reported how there was going to be like an NXT, like the NXT talent were booked for the shows. Now, of course, that meant dark matches and stuff like that. But I did genuinely think they were going to have an NXT segment. So I was waiting I watched the whole show without skipping barely anything, hoping for the NXT, and I didn't get it. So
I don't think it's a good idea to always have the NXT guys.
Oh
on
yeah,
the
no, I
main
know that
show.
it shouldn't be on every week, but if the way they kind of implied that it was going to happen, I really wanted it to happen. Do you get what I'm saying?
I reckon not on Raw, but I reckon maybe on like main event or superstars. Maybe you can just have an NXT match on there. You can't interfere with your main. Like Raw's their number one show.
Yeah,
And even though NXT is a very good show, they really don't want to mix the developing talent with the main card talent.
I think there's some exceptions to that though, because like to call Sami Zayn developing is an insult. Do you know what I mean? Like I know what you're saying, but I think to an extent I think that I think a once in a month NXT segment is a good idea. Once in a month, that's it.
They only put them on to push the takeover show, and
yeah, definitely.
And they only do them once every few months, so I'm happy with them. I only think they should only have the NXT guys on when they're trying to what do you call it, push like the NXT show. Like if you want this weekend, this Thursday we have a NXT championship match, and you have let's say Neville, and let's just say Tyler Breeze is the contender, and they just have them to have a match, have a tag match maybe.
Yeah.
And you just put one of them over and you just showcase what they can do and try and get the viewer, and then that's a way to get people to get the network, because they're really trying to push people to get that network. So
Anyway, I think we've drifted off topic a tiny bit.
yeah, okay.
Rusev to win.
Yeah, I'll get Rusev. This is probably the easiest prediction on the show.
Yeah, that's true. Another easy prediction is going to be Sheamus versus Cesaro, I think, in my personal opinion, because I just don't think Cesaro is winning here.
Oh, are you kidding? I have it the other way. I can't see how Cesaro is losing.
Oh, really?
Really? That's
Ooh,
interesting.
and Conley. So, I mean, CrystalFissure, what's your opinion?
Who's Conley? All right, so yeah, Cesaro. Yeah, this is actually the one that you guys seem to have definitive answers. I couldn't give you a definitive answer on this. I actually don't know, because I feel like I don't know. Like I feel like there's a case for both of them. I think you can both recognize that too. Yeah,
I can, but I don't know. This seems like one of those like filler matches where they just.
It does feel a bit filler, that's for sure. It does feel like they're just trying to get the US title on the show.
Yeah, it just doesn't feel like there's any purpose for them to do a title change here.
Unless to push Cesaro.
Yeah, but I just don't think they're going to.
Doubt Cesaro. No,
I'm me to doubt Cesaro.
No, yeah, I'm referencing now. Dan.
In my eyes, I see it as the opposite. I see this as them pushing Sheamus and have him as another contender for Lesnar.
Oh, really? Yeah, so that's why
cool.
that's why Sheamus is going over here.
No, because
because they don't want him to have the US title.
Oh, yeah. So see, I don't think they're gonna put Sheamus against Lesnar. I don't know. I just don't think that would be a priority for them.
When you think about it, they're only gonna put big guys that look
Yeah.
You're
intimidating
gonna put the
against.
Big Show against him, of course. Like Big Show.
Seriously, guys,
that's
just a quick segue here.
Yeah.
We are in for, if we think what right now is bad, we're in for another bad period again. I don't know how, this is when I wasn't watching last year.
Yeah.
Angus, I don't know how personally you survived through that like Hell in a Cell Survivor Series period of
It
like
was
the
it was
Big
only
Show.
Survivor Series that was really the tough.
No. By extension, it was pretty much the whole Big Show storyline.
That was only
just
one pay-per-view. That was only a one
You
pay-per-view
sure
story.
it was just one?
Yeah.
Yeah, Big Show and Orton only fought on one pay-per-view because
Yeah.
they had Bryan and Orton for like 3 in a row.
Yeah, that was really good actually. Those three were good, but except for Battleground where Big Show came in and
That's what I
KO'd.
mean. That whole just in extension, the whole thing felt a bit.
No, it was mainly just the the Survivor Series. But yeah, so you think Sheamus is going to lose the title only to get pushed? I disagree. I just think they're going to push Big Show and then they're going to say, see the thing is with Lesnar matches is they need to have pre-existing things to use pre-existing footage with, correct? So this whole John Cena thing for the promos and for the build-up, we've seen footage of their previous matches. Well, Big Show back in 02 and 03 and even earlier this year had matches.
Lesnar can only face people he's faced before.
I think so. I think
that's fucking boring. No wonder I don't give a crap.
Because
they don't.
That's why I reckon Sheamus would be a good contender because he hasn't fought Lesnar before, and Sheamus is considered the tough Irishman that can't be beaten down.
Yeah.
I can see him having the gimmick where he can withstand Lesnar's
pain,
onslaught and fight back, and
But he would not be a credible challenger, I don't think.
Oh no, Angus! Not a single person on the roster is a credible challenge.
Yeah, that's the thing. But I mean.
So there we go, screwed.
But you can drum up interest in a. I mean, they're gonna go with something that's.
Big Show versus Lesnar.
Yeah.
Is the least interesting match I could think of.
To us, it is. But
to everyone, no one cares.
Yeah,
but see,
I can see it. I can see it happening, but probably not in the future. Maybe at like a pay-per-view.
I don't. Did you guys watched Raw this week? You saw Big Show manhandle the Wyatt family. That wasn't a coincidence. That wasn't for nothing.
I know it wasn't for nothing. Just because I can see it coming doesn't mean I think it's a good idea at all.
Here's what they're gonna do. They're gonna play off the previous encounters. They're gonna say Big Show earlier this year in Royal Rumble was beaten by Lesnar, and they're going to swerve that into something, and then they're going to have Big Show dominant, and, they'll have the stare down and that kind of thing, and then Lesnar will beat Big Show, It's going to happen.
The annual Big Show push is coming,
Yeah, we're drifting off topic.
It always happens around this time of year, the Big Show push. Think about like when he was versing Henry in 2011, right?
Yep.
For the title around this time. 2012, he was World Heavyweight Champion around this time. He beat Sheamus for the title. 2013, he was in the Survivor Series main event around this time. 2014,
motherfucker, they haven't given up, haven't they?
It's gonna be the same.
Yeah,
thing.
They do it all the time.
Yeah, it's pointless. All right, next. Usos, you reckon?
Yeah, Usos versus Stardust and Goldust. I am pulling for Gold and Stardust to win this match.
I saw my.
I think this. I can see a case for either one.
Same.
I can I've picked the Dust Brothers, but I wouldn't be surprised if they have the Usos get over here and then have the Dust Brothers get over at the next pay-per-view, just so they could extend because this feud I reckon can be a long-term thing.
It has
the only thing I was surprised with was them going heel. I thought they obviously thought the Usos were more over than the Dust Brothers because the original plan was to have the Usos turn heel, I'm pretty sure.
Really?
And have the Dust Brothers have the big baby face win.
I don't think the Usos would have turned heel, mainly because of their merchandise pool and their kid demographic. Like, I like the idea, but I don't think they would have. I think that ultimately it would have either been face versus face or face versus heel, and they've decided to go face versus heel. Yeah. I just don't really see. I know what you're saying, but I don't really see them ever really going heel, not for a very long time, because their whole Uso Crazy shirt is based around the fact that they can move merchandise like as mini Cenas. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. And that's probably why I think they are going to win the title. They're going to retain it. Except just for the fun of it, I'm going to go for Golden Stardust.
I just think they're gonna win. Golden Stardust are gonna win it eventually. Some
Well,
things.
yeah. No, they're winning the titles.
See, the funny thing is,
whether it's this pay-per-view or next pay-per-view is the question.
this weird thing about WWE like tag team title reigns lately.
Yeah, you're going to say what I'm about to say.
Is that they go for like this certain amount of time, but then they don't go any longer than this certain amount of time. Like they go. For
okay, well, I was going to say that who were the champions this time last year?
Oh well, yeah, Goldust and Cody Rhodes.
Yeah, basically.
But I'm just saying, like, have you noticed that like all the championship reigns, bar the New Age Outlaws, have gone for like almost a similar over 100 days essentially.
Yes. I don't like the fact that all the tag team division has to show for it. Essentially, is the Usos and Golden Stardust.
Yeah, that's true.
That's the whole year. If you think about it, that is pretty much it. Now I understand that Golden Stardust are really good. They're gold, so to speak. But if you think about it, what does that say about the division? Firstly, they break up Titus and that. They don't do anything with that. Then they have Titus and Slater. They don't do anything with that. We've got the Ascension waiting to debut. That could be an interesting one. What other teams we have? Swagger and Cesaro. They split up. There's no division right now.
Here's a theory I have about the division is that they are going to bring up the Ascension, and I think that Golden Stardust will go face again, and I think Ascension will beat them for the title.
Yeah, but I don't see that. I hate when companies, keep changing the status of a.
I don't know. They don't seem like heels to me. Like I don't think they have a long heel run in them.
No.
But just because they get pushed up from NXT doesn't mean they're gonna stay heel. Like
that's true.
It's very likely that the Ascension can come as a big babyface, but
they get babyface reactions in the NXT arena.
But they don't really have a babyface gimmick for the main.
No, they don't. But neither was CM Punk. Really, I mean, like babyface gimmick. That whole thing. I think it's slowly dying. I think that Bad News Barrett was a heel, but I think. People ultimately liked him because he was charming, you know what I mean? Like, even though he was technically a bad guy, he was kind of interesting, and so people liked that. So with the Anaya Yarlation, those guys, I think that it's, I think that they could actually get over as faces depending on what they do. If they don't have to technically change their character. We'll see. That's an interesting one, but I guess for now, we'll all just say Golden Stardust win. Unless I think's different. I mean, I think the Usos will win, but I'm going to put the Golden Stardust prediction down.
I agree with Golden Stardust.
I am as well. Okay, so we'll talk about the Divas title now. Get it out of the way.
What a match!
Yeah, I have it. When I was writing the matches down, because I didn't have a guide or anything. This was number 8. I completely forgot about it. I even spelled title wrong. I spelled it tile. So I don't even spell it right. That's how much I care about this Divas division now.
Yeah, well,
I liked it when Paige got pushed up, but they didn't like that first run as her as Divas champion was really awkward and weird. And now that they're trying to push this, it's sort of like they're trying to recreate like a Mickey James Trish Stratus angle back from 2006, where Paige is, obsessed with AJ, and AJ's just, she knows what's going on, but she's always one step ahead. And like, this is what I don't like. Like, why the hell is Nikki Bella in this? Like,
I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why. Because Stephanie McMahon's involved with the Nikki Bella storyline, and therefore everything Stephanie McMahon has to be involved in has to take precedence. You see.
Yeah.
And didn't I say this would happen? Didn't I say that the Nikki Bella storyline would merge with the title one?
Yes, you did.
This
is very much a natural progression.
Yes.
And I like it. But the problem is, here's the problem. Now, obviously, it's more than one of these podcasts. I know that I'm a huge fan Page, but the problem is that, as many have pointed out, can any define her character? No. She's just a girl that dislikes AJ Lee.
Does she dislike her though?
Yes, she does. Angus, she doesn't like her. It's all a fucking joke.
I don't know. See, the problem is I just don't understand. I don't understand why the Paige gimmick as a heel has kept this going this long, because I just thought the whole point was she was trying to trick AJ, but when AJ was wise to it, she dropped the act or something. But
she didn't drop the act, then she regained it again.
I don't understand
it made
why.
No sense.
Because I thought that she was losing. When she lost the title to her, then she would revert to the full-on heel. But she just maintained this friendly character, which makes no sense.
Yeah.
I do not understand.
It doesn't make any sense. There's no character to it, no nuance. It's lost its appeal. Like, at a point, I was very excited for their matches and stuff like that. Of course, introducing the Bella Twins makes it very much lame. You know what I mean? I think it's going to be, oh god.
See, I think Nikki Bella's winning this. Something just tells me that the only reason they included her was to win the match here.
Have you seen SmackDown?
What? No, it hasn't aired yet, so I can't.
Yeah, but have you read about it?
No, what happens on SmackDown?
Nikki takes them both out and poses for the title.
Well, then that's gonna happen.
So she's not winning then.
Yeah,
she's far too strong to win the title. Right?
Nah, see, I think she is winning it. Just the Total Divas thing is huge at this point, and they'll push this thing, and the quite frankly the AJ Page thing is running out of steam, I think.
But there's also the fact that there's going to be a Brie Bella interference, that's for sure.
Yeah, but I think it'll be like one of those. I tried to interfere and cost you the title when actually I hurt your opponent and you pinned her and got the title, something like that, where it's like she tries to interfere, but in actual fact she ends up costing the other person the title.
Yeah, well, I don't want to talk about this anymore, so...
Okay, sure. But who do you have?
So, prediction, I still think Paige is going to...
Yeah, same.
I think Nikki Bella.
Only because I just think I don't think they should have Nikki Bella and Brie Bella as a title storyline, and it's one of the worst feuds of the year. So
yeah,
I'm really hoping that they really settle it down.
I agree, but see, the thing is, I'm just thinking how WWE would look at it.
Do you think that they'd give Paige another 1 month title reign?
I think they would. I would
That's
put it
just
past
dumb. It's just really dumb. I mean, then again, this whole angle is now dumb. So,
now,
I guess...
Let's talk about an angle that I'm quite a fan of, and that's the IC title, because I think this has been the highlights of the Raws for me lately. Miz versus Ziggler.
You can say that, but
I don't know. I've been enjoying the whole thing going on at the moment.
I think what they did with Ziggler was funny on SmackDown, but WWE have a habit of overkilling stuff.
See, I didn't watch SmackDown, I thought it was funny on Raw.
Yeah, I think it was overkill to have it on Raw as well. Like it's good because Miz is that cocky heel that he's got the money maker and he's got a stunt double. Why does Dolph Ziggler have a stunt double?
Just to mock him, yeah.
Just the mock. And why is the babyface mocking the heel? Like the heel looks so. The Miz looks so weak. Like he's meant to be the heel, like the dominant heel.
But he's not a dominant heel though. He's the coward chicken shit heel.
Yeah, but they're trying to build him as a dominant heel.
Are they? I don't think they are.
He never gets over. But
I think the Miz's character is the most entertaining he's been in quite some time. I quite enjoy.
Yeah. This is the best run of the Miz's career, but
this is the best run of his career.
Yeah, even when he had the title, the world title, WWE title, like I think they weren't gonna put it on him, but then they decided to do it, and I think his his reign just got extended each pay-per-view, just because I think it's because he was a very good promo.
He is a good promo, and I'm really loving him in this kind of like gimmick where he has the ability to just be like this strangely entertaining. Like I don't know, it's like he's not a Hollywood A-lister at all, but I kind of like that deluded kind of thing.
A part of me actually wants him to score a big role. I like just because the character's so classic. You know what I mean? I kind of want him. I know that's the joke, is that he isn't an A-lister, but wouldn't it be hilarious if he actually ends up getting this another a decent role in a movie or something like that?
Well,
you know what I mean?
It depends. It depends how this movie goes, but it's a WWE. What movie was he in?
The
Marine War.
Yeah.
Yeah, so all those Marine movies are shit anyway.
Except I'm gonna actually watch the Marine 4 because Summer Rae's in it.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch it too. Yeah,
I'm just curious to see. We should do a WrestleSpin of the Marine 4.
Yeah.
I kind of want. I've read a lot of things about the logical conclusion to this storyline is have Damien Mizdow win the title, which I would
Well,
That'd
be a
be
fan
awesome.
of.
wouldn't it be funny if they come out and just let their stunt doubles wrestle? I reckon that'd be pretty cool. And I reckon a Damien Sandow and R-Truth match would be quite cool. I reckon it'd be. It wouldn't be as good as Miz and Ziggler have got really good chemistry in
They
the
do,
ring,
yeah.
and
That's a fact.
they
They're
always
friends.
they always work really hard. Like Ziggler's like very good in the ring, and the Miz, when the Miz is with someone that's a good worker, he usually steps up his game and
Yeah,
can put on a pretty good
definitely.
match.
Well, their
But
matches on the last two pay-per-views or last pay-per-view have been really good actually.
yeah, that
Like,
SummerSlam match I reckon was really really good. I gave it like 3.5 stars or something.
yeah, it would be that good. I really enjoyed that.
Yeah, so I see Ziggler retaining, man.
Yeah, I see Ziggler to retain too. To be honest.
Yeah.
So
I just think they
Same.
might keep this feud going. Like I can't see why this will be the blow off. I'd like to see this feud keep going.
I'd love to see a fatal
But,
four-way match with all four of like the Miz and Ziggler kind of
Yeah,
characters.
definitely.
I think that'd be kind of fun.
But
Yeah.
And then
here's a bit
you could do like the double mirror spot as well. You could have like
Yeah, you could
Ziggler
do.
and Sandow standing next to each other, and then like Miz and Ziggler across from them. You could do like the mirror spot thing,
the Fame Master,
the Doink the Clown mirror spot thing. that you could.
yeah.
Anyway, yeah. So I'm looking forward to this one. Actually, I think this could be the opener.
Yeah, it's either this or Reigns and Rollins.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, Reigns and Rollins we saw on Raw this past week. So I mean,
This,
I think this opens
this,
the last pay per view as well.
yeah, it did. Miz and Ziggler will be right up at the start of the card. If they're not one, they're two.
Yeah.
In my eyes, they tend to like to put Ziggler at the start of the show to get like good wrestling in, if you know what I mean.
Well, he's always been entertaining.
Most of Ziggler's matches, if you've ever known, have always been sort of at the start of the show to get that hot crowd because he's pretty over.
Well, see, the good thing about Ziggler is they can just stick him in there with anyone, and the crowd will kind of like him, like they'll kind of like the matches. I don't know. He's one of those guys who I don't see them giving like the proper full like face of the company kind of push to, but I see them giving like this steady kind of like mid card, sort of like a Tito Santana kind of like run, where like he was never like up there at the top, but he was always a fan favorite. He was on the card, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway,
Yeah,
let's talk about the one that pretty much the entire show's been built around. It's Lesnar Cena. Well, I don't know. If you're including their matches in '02, then maybe 4. But if you're including just the
No,
past
I
ones,
don't. I don't include that.
you know. So this is Lesnar Cena 3, the rubber match. You know, and
Well, yeah.
just to be quite frankly honest, it's just if this goes the way I predicted going, then I would not call myself a genius because I've been saying this for like the last month. This is how the match will start. Lesnar will once again go for the F5 in like the first few seconds. Cena will counter into an FU. He'll go for the cover, 2 count. Match goes on. And Lesnar will retain. And the only reason that they've been doing this booking with Cena, trying to make him look strong for the last month, is to actually give him a reason to actually have a credible match here instead of just a throwaway kind of squash match at last month's pay-per-view.
That's the plan to get Cena. Cena looks really strong, and they've built around him having he's learnt from his mistakes at SummerSlam. He's come back. He's better. He's stronger. He knows
He
Lesnar's
squashed Bray
game.
Wyatt, the guy that took him, the 3 pay-per-views to go through.
Yeah,
Squashes him in one night. Really great
Yeah.
booking there. Oh,
well,
entertainment. Fantastic.
well, they're done with Bray Wyatt anyway.
Done. I
His-
don't think they're done with him. I just think they're on a cooling off period with him at the moment. I mean, Bray Wyatt is not even on the pay-per-view. So that says something.
Shit, I just completely forgot about that. Wow.
Yeah, well,
God.
the bad news is I think he's getting into a feud with the Big Show, but
Yeah, to make the Big Show look strong against Lesnar when Lesnar fights him at Survivor Series.
yeah.
So yeah. So
but
does anyone actually think Cena's going to win this match?
No, I don't think
I can see Cena losing clean. I can see maybe Batista returning.
I don't think Batista's
so.
retaining. I
Batista's done promoting his movie, and the
Yeah, but
plan,
he's
but
in
the
huge
plan,
demand now. He's in like
but
legitimate demand.
but the plan was to have him return to the WWE for one more run.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is that apparently, like big Hollywood studios, what the Miz is going for, genuinely don't want him in a ring. They don't want him to get injured for like all of his big roles he's got upcoming. The guy's actually like will become a bona fide star. I think.
he will. I
Like,
think Guardians of the Galaxy is really
he's
going to
done it. Guardians of the.
solidify.
I mean, think about what it's going to do for Chris Pratt. I mean, like the point is I'm making is that like that honestly, Batista returning is like one of the weirdest situations I reckon I could ever think of it. How screwed up it was at the start, how he was hated, how he ended up using the heat in a really, really good, entertaining way. Um, and then and now he might not actually come back or come back when he was originally planned to.
Hmm.
It's very interesting. So I would like to see Batista versus Lesnar. I think that could be cool. It's something different. I want
But
something different.
he has to return as a babyface. So
Well,
I,
the way the movie went, yes. Or at least return as a heel and then quickly turn face. You know what I mean? Like do something that will solidify his face turn. You know?
Mm.
yeah, maybe.
All I have to
Or
say,
maybe,
though, is that I don't really care for this match at all. Do you know what I mean? Because let's face it. Okay, I'm a huge mark for NXT. I'm a huge flippy shit guy. Do you know what I mean? I thought that Fatal 4-Way was probably the pay-per-view. I mean, the match of the year for
Yeah.
me. And so this match is going to be boring to me. I don't care for 16 suplexes. I don't care for big feats of strength like Brock Lesnar throwing around John Cena. I don't care for John Cena's comeback. I don't care for John Cena's moveset. Therefore, as a cohesive unit of a match, I don't give a shit
Would you
about
like to
this match.
see though, like some kind of shoot fight type match?
No, I
You
don't,
don't.
because this isn't the UFC.
No, but I mean, the thing is though, when you see those like in WWE programming, they feel different. Like the one thing you can't say about this match is it feels like some kind of like just all the other matches because Brock Lesnar just feels like this special attraction at this point. I mean, they're not going to do anything to really ruin that kind of aura that he has, I don't think. But the problem is with this match is that you can see the conclusion coming a mile away. You can just see Lesnar retaining. I don't know. I don't care how he does it, but he's going to retain. And oh, by the way, folks, for those of you holding out for this John Cena heel turn, don't count on it
Oh, yeah, of course not.
because
no, he's never turning heel. He's not going to turn heel until they have an established face
no,
of the
no,
company.
he's never turning heel. That promo on Raw the other week solidified. I was there with a wrestler, a war veteran who was an amputee, and he told
Now,
me
now,
that.
if this was the Attitude Era, they'd cut a promo like that, and then a couple of weeks later, they'd turn him heel because that'd be the shock. Because it'd be like, look at the kind of stuff he's talking about
Can I
here.
just can I just try to understand how a hero, amputee guy, finds any kind of like inspiration in John Cena?
I don't know because
Like
it's probably bullshit.
I see a
It's
guy
probably
with
a complete load of
I see a guy with
BS.
2 legs, always wins, never puts over younger talent, or is he like some kind of mark or something? This guy.
Yeah, it'd be a mark. It'd be a huge
What
mark.
kind of? I don't. Okay, whatever. I suppose you have to be a mark for something to go and fight for your country, but you know. But anyway, I don't want to disgrace the U.S. war heroes. Anyway, um, yes,
So is Lesnar winning?
yeah, but
Yeah,
see I don't know. I just don't care.
I don't care either.
I don't care. This is the most promoted match. I just don't
So
care for this pay per view at
here's
all.
the
Like I just
here's the big message to send home to you guys. Who gives a fuck? Watch NXT. That's as simple as that.
yeah, I know. Like I've been
Don't
spoiled with
don't
NXT.
watch it.
Actually, no. See, I haven't been spoiled with NXT. NXT's actually been what wrestling should be. And the problem is WWE Raw and SmackDown and Main Event and Superstars have not even given me any kind of thing to even care in the last month or so between SummerSlam.
Exactly.
I thought SummerSlam was a hell of a good show. Right? I was giving my praise to SummerSlam, but if this show is great, it'll be I still won't care.
What the hell's that sound? What is that sound? What
Yeah,
is that?
what is that?
Oh, sorry.
No, what is it? Come on, I'm curious now.
Oh, I've got like a golf tee
Oh, of
on
course you
this
do.
like on like this coaster, and I'm just like moving it around.
See, I'm more interested in Sludgeball's golf tee than I am in the pay-per-view.
No,
That's
like, yeah, I agree with that though. Like, they say we're spoiled, but in a way, that is like what it should be. Do you know what I mean? Especially in a company that has the amount of money that it has and stuff.
uh-huh,
You
exactly.
know?
I just if you care about this pay-per-view, good for you, but just at the end of the day, I can't find anything to get invested in that I don't already think I have a good idea of what the finish is. Like
Yeah.
when you could know what the finish is for a match that they've been building up with anticipation, then why do you care? Why would you care? If you were watching, say, like a TV show, a season finale of a TV show, and someone told you how it was going to end, you'd watch it, but you wouldn't care as much.
Well, that's an interesting theory, but it's not always put into practice. We knew that Daniel Bryan was going to win once he was inserted into the match, but that doesn't mean it's a bad story.
Well, I didn't know he was
Predictability,
going to win.
well, you shouldn't. Predictability is fine in some cases. It's, you can't have everything be a swerve. That's what made like WCW 2000 such a failure. Everything was a swerve. You can have results that are predictable. There it still could be a reason to watch what you know is going to happen. But it definitely, like, in the case of this, where it's like everything is like that, it does become a little bit
Yeah, well,
boring.
you need to have an investment into a character. Like you need to actually like say, oh, Lesnar, here's my guy. I love Lesnar, and I'm gonna see him win. Whereas I don't really care that much about Lesnar, to be honest. I see him as a valuable marketing asset for the WWE, but I don't care about him as a wrestler. I don't
No,
care about anyone as a wrestler,
thank
really.
fuck someone said that. Because I tell you, people get so angry about attacking Lesnar. What have you accomplished in your career, Andrew? What have you done? Are you a professional wrestler?
Actually,
Oh,
that's true. What have you accomplished?
shit all. So
No,
that
no,
doesn't
tell
that
me, what
doesn't
have you accomplished in the ring?
in the ring.
In the ring, what have you
Oh
accomplished?
man, I have pillow fight someone.
I put my finger in one, so I mean, I've accomplished that much.
Okay, there
Get
you go.
it? Get it?
Ah, yeah, I get it.
Do you actually understand?
Yeah, the ring. Yeah. But
That's good.
yeah, so you know, Lesnar, nah, to me, boring. Honestly, boring. Go watch Adrian Neville. You know what I mean? Like, sorry, that's just the simple way of putting it. I don't care about you, Brock Lesnar. You're a shit talker. You're a shit talker as well. You come here once every month. Look like you don't give a flying fuck about anything. And this is exactly what I said was going to happen when he won. I said this at the last pay-per-view. I don't care for him because he isn't actually very entertaining. He's a good athlete, but the thing is, there's not much of a reason to care because
Mm.
he's so far elevated over anyone. You can't have a single conversation about who his next opponent will be without saying, well, conceivably, this guy can't beat him. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? He's so above everything, and it's like one of the most undeserving people to be above everything.
Yeah,
Do
I
you know what I
know.
mean? Like, someone like CM Punk or something, you know what I mean? Who I know is not liked by everyone, but like, would he deserve to break the streak? Honestly, I'd say yes, he has the case to be.
I see. I
But
thought CM Punk would break the streak, to be honest, but I'm
no,
kind of glad they didn't at this point because
at this
CM Punk.
point, yes, but at the same time, the more I think about this, the more I think that maybe Brock breaking the streak was actually not the best for business because now it's just like no one can conceivably face Lesnar,
Yeah.
and so they're just going to feed him old opponents, and he's going to lose the title in a very like a simple way to probably Reigns or something, and it's just kind of shit.
Now let's. I'm gonna say I'm not gonna go that far. I'm gonna save my judgment about his title reign until the end of it.
Of course, yeah,
It's
same
like
as me.
it's like judging Tony Abbott's prime ministership halfway through his prime ministership.
Well,
That's not
bit
valid.
of a different.
He could be great towards the end. You don't know.
Yeah, but
Same
no,
with
no,
Tony
no,
Abbott.
no, no, no. That's a bit of a stupid thing to say because you actually can judge some very, very, very poor first decisions at first. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
Brock
You
Lesnar.
can.
Those decisions of his are terrible.
Not Lesnar.
Oh,
Abbott.
we're talking Abbott. This isn't Crash Down Under's
App sucks.
political
App sucks.
episode.
But no, Lesnar. You can't actually say his reign sucks yet. No, definitely not.
But can you say
But
Reigns? Reigns will suck.
Reigns' reign.
Will suck.
No,
It won't
Who
suck.
knows?
So, Slodgeball,
no.
are you a very big advocate of a certain Roman Reigns?
Uh, I think he can get the company in a good direction. But
Jesus, that's very optimistic.
um, uh, but I don't know.
See,
Well, I see. Well, I have this wacky plan, but
tell me.
Yeah.
I want to
it's never
I want
gonna
to hear your wacky plan now.
it's never gonna happen. But
Tell me your wacky plan.
I really hope that Bad News Barrett
Sorry,
Bad News Barrett beats Roman Reigns for his world title
that's a
because well
wacky plan.
when if he returns, if he doesn't return as a big, strong, dominant heel, like I reckon, to be honest, if Barrett returns and doesn't win the Intercontinental Championship back, he's done as a superstar.
You reckon?
They
Big
really need to
words.
build him as a huge heel. He needs to come back. He needs to bullhammer whoever's the IC title holder. He needs to win in a minute 30.
A minute 30.
No,
Exactly.
no, no longer. He
No,
needs to
no
squash.
shorter.
He needs to squash whoever's the IC title holder. And
Which
and
could very
I,
well be your boy, Dolph Ziggler.
well, I don't care. Well, anyone for my boy Bad News Barrett. But he is my favorite wrestler.
He has been for quite some time now, I
Yeah,
believe.
that's why, I knew that this is what was selling the extent of what was going to be said before it was said, hence the bellow. Anyone that's like doesn't know Slodgeball, which is a lot of you, unfortunately,
I don't know
because unfortunately have no taste. No, I've known that he's been his favorite for ages, and I was just waiting for the podcast to get a Bad News Barrett, reference,
I was surprised it took
so
this long.
Well, yeah, but yeah, I'm an optimist. But if I was thinking realistic, maybe I can see Rollins probably cashing in on Reigns. Probably not at WrestleMania,
Night after
but
WrestleMania.
like, well, that wouldn't credit Reigns' hard work to get the title.
Hard work.
Well, yeah, well, it's no, well, it's storyline hard work.
Yeah.
He's not do
Story.
anything.
It
No,
wouldn't
but
credit,
he'll
yes.
win the Rumble, and he'll probably have some match at Elimination Chamber. You
For
know, he
with his
this
title shot on the line.
I don't know. He'll probably have in a 6-pack challenge where probably a 12-man gauntlet, make him that strong. I don't know. I'm just saying shit now, but no, but even maybe Rollins will cash in at the night after WrestleMania. Who knows? And then they have a big. I can see a Reigns Rollins
Yeah, no,
pre
I think, yeah,
free pay-per-view feud
this is its
where
extent.
where Reigns finally gets back, like he gets over, like Rollins wins the first two, like he wins one clean. I know one, he wins one and then DQs the next one, and then when it's all on the line, last chance, Roman Reigns comes in and wins the title, and that's the big baby face moment. I can
Yeah,
see that happening.
look, I think that it's probably safe to say that this doesn't really have anything to do with Night of Champions. But I think there's a time and a place for this. I think it was good to do that. I think overall it does tie into what we're
Well,
trying to say
look,
about all
we're
the
gonna review
wrestlers.
this in like
But
6 months, and we're gonna say that's exactly what happened. I think.
yeah, but I think just the greater extension of the matter is that firstly, Reigns' pops are actually dwindling already. So
Yeah,
I don't
it's the
really know
pockets.
whether it's going to, I think that the whole like mega Reigns push isn't 100% set in stone,
No,
and
I
I
don't
think
think so.
that this match, the next I reckon two pay-per-view matches are probably very indicative, and the way that Ambrose is received upon his return, hopefully in the next week, that will definitely indicate where they may go. So I don't think anything. I think we can all be confident. We can all be, marky and like, oh, this is going to happen. This is going to happen. But honestly, I feel like if there's any positive to take about any of this, it's that the following people's returns could really change things for the better. Brian, Barrett, and
Oh yeah,
Ambrose.
we're completely discounting these guys. Yeah.
These guys here could be the advocates that could actually push this in the right direction again. Because we are forgetting about Brian. He's great. We are forgetting about Barrett, who's fucking phenomenal. He's
Hey,
just,
you know what? Maybe when Brian comes back, we'll finally get that match between him and Sheamus on WrestleMania.
yeah,
Oh my
maybe,
God, 4 years in the
maybe.
making.
So I think that's it. That's as much as we can really say. All I have to say is, honestly, I encourage people to download Night of Champions. Not if you have the network. Watch it. Don't watch it on the network. watch NXT on the network because then it gives them the view. I know that sounds like a stupid, retarded thing to say, but honestly, I'm almost considering not even streaming it on the site.
Oh my, you will though in the end, I'm sure.
But I might not. I might not even watch it live. Why should I give a shit?
Yeah, I'm not watching it. I mean, I can't watch it live.
So I might actually watch it illegally. There you go. You can arrest me now. And watch NXT instead, and like watch that on the network, even though I can actually watch NXT on TV. Because the final thing I want to say is that they need to realize that NXT is the best thing going right now. Vince and that need to look at that show and go, "Wow, that's how you fucking book a modern wrestling product."
It's not like the best thing going because by the numbers, Raw is technically always.
No, that's not the best thing going at all.
To
the
them
numbers don't lie, and then
But there's a big difference between superstars trying to get their spot on the main roster than people that
So what?
real.
So it's okay to be complacent.
Then people on the main roster that are already established, like Tyson Kidd, Adrian Neville, not Tyler Breeze. I fucking hate him.
Right.
But,
Holy shit.
and Sami Zayn. They're always gonna put in 100% every time because they're trying. But that's what I mean. They're trying to get pushed, and they're like they'll be on the main roster soon. But the problem was like they only want to send up a bunch at a time, and the last bunch were Bo Dallas and Adam Rose, which. To my credit, were the two but Paige was a bit different. Yeah. But they really needed someone to hold AJ. But they were the two probably were. Bo Dallas not so much, but Adam Rose that gimmick was never gonna get over.
I liked the Adam Rose gimmick, to be honest.
I did too.
Yeah, but it wasn't. I don't think it was gonna get over on smarky fans. But
see, I thought it was gonna get over on smarky fans, but not regular fans.
Yeah, to be honest, I think Neville's probably next.
Yeah, and the Ascension.
Oh, yeah, the Ascension are coming up. I think they'll be up on Raw soon.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, Sami Zayn will be next.
Yeah, same. I think.
But no, not Sam. No, not him. Neville will be next. There's a plan for Sami Zayn to win the title off Neville.
Yes, I think so. I think that's what.
But because there's one more takeover show of the year, that's the time where they're gonna have Sami Zayn win the NXT title, and it's really if you know what I mean, it's what 2 years in the making.
Yes, something like that.
Because he was the first guy to challenge. He was in the very first NXT title match with Seth Rollins, wasn't he?
Was he? No, that was Jinder Mahal.
I think he was. Yeah, he was.
No, you're confusing him with Jinder Mahal.
For the Jinder Mahal for the NXT title.
He was. Look it up. It was the Gold Rush tournament.
I'm looking this up.
It's funny, the amount of diversion we've had on this podcast. When it's I don't know, these things. I could do a list of 100 things more interesting than Night of Champions.
Yeah.
100 things. And
the point I'm trying to make about NXT is that what I'm saying is that I think that they are doing everything right. And even though, yes, they are hungry and stuff like that's the point. That's no excuse for the main product being complacent.
Yeah. Yes.
But yeah.
And complacency is the key word for, I think, Night of Champions 2014.
Yeah, that's it. That's the key. It's the key word for the greater product as a whole, I think. But yeah, especially SmackDown.
Look at the people that were in this tournament. Jinder Mahal, Bo Dallas, Seth Rollins pinned Drew McIntyre, Michael McGillicuddy.
What a all-star.
Yeah.
Justin Gabriel.
Didn't he really set sail?
Who? Jinder Mahal?
No, Axel.
Axel. He did.
You know who else has missed on this pay-per-view?
Axel.
The big guy, Ryback. Too bad he's injured.
You know who else has missed?
He's Ryback's taken time off because he's got niggling injuries.
You know, I hope we see a Big Show Bray Wyatt squash match where Big Show goes over in 30 seconds. I'm looking forward to. I hope we see that.
Why are you saying that?
Maybe even on the pre-show, a Big Show squash match on the pre-show. That would be great. Actually, no, Big Show handicap match against the entire Wyatt family squash match.
Yeah,
that's what I want to see. Book
I'm
it.
detecting sarcasm.
No, I mean, I actually would like to see that, just to see their reaction to it. I think it'd be hilarious. But anyway, well, I think we've gone on long enough on this show.
Yeah,
So,
that's enough.
Night of Champions, I'm gonna give it a thumbs down. From I could change it to thumbs up after I see it, but at the moment it's just gonna be a thumbs down.
Thumbs down.
This is,
You're already predicting the show before you even.
I think that the first match will be a 4-star match, and then everything else will be a half a star.
Yeah.
Half a star.
I don't know what the first match will be, so I mean, Anyway, thanks for listening, and we'll be back next week with our post-show thoughts. Our thoughts of the actual Night of Champions post-show. We're going to review that. We're not actually going to review Night of Champions itself. I kid.
What are we doing?
We're reviewing Night of Champions.
Okay, good. Yeah, okay. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
That's it.